Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and we kick off in, I guess, something that we knew was going to be inevitable, and that is that Clayton, now he joins the Fireblocks while under investigation for potential conflict of interest. This is obviously, we're talking about the case and what has been going on and the recent news that happened in regards to the SEC. Now, if you haven't watched it yet, please, I do highly encourage you to go and watch that one, because it is really, really important. Otherwise, you might be confused and not understand what is going on here. But Clayton has come under increased scrutiny over his handling of cryptocurrency issues while chairman of the SEC, including the complaint filed against Ripple just before leaving the office and joining One River Asset Management. Now, we're not talking about just before leaving as in a month before leaving. No, we're talking 2 days. Two days before leaving office, right? December 23rd, he decides. 2 days before Christmas, he decided to do that. So, huge conflicts, right? This is big. Like, I cannot begin to explain how big this is and how bad it makes the SEC look. Overall, for us, the XRP holders, the XRP army, the cryptocurrency world, because this case is bigger than XRP. It is bigger than the SEC. This is about the cryptocurrency sphere as a whole and what stranglehold the SEC has on it. And so it is much more. So whether you're on the pro XRP, not for XRP, honestly, I really don't mind which side of the fence you sit on, but you want XRP to win. You want Ripple to win this for the benefit of the entire industry. During the episode today, we're going to be talking a lot about the price action. We're going to talk about what has been going on, what has happened, where, these lines and what they actually mean, and how important the next price movement is overall for the expenditure of XRP, for the next price actions that we're going to be seeing, for how we get to 330, how we get to double digits and all that, right? So very important line over there, and I'll explain what are we going to hit, what are we going to go above, and how we're going to move once we go above this blue line, which we're not far, but still just a little bit more. Now, when we look at it from a different perspective, this is what we're talking about here. That particular line, that white line, that needs to be crossed. We need to go above it. We need to settle above it. So we need to consolidate above it. And then we are going to be really, really turbocharging this to 190 and beyond. But this is it. This is very, very critical. It's a moment which we will remember for a very long time, because look at that green that we had. Now we've had this, and the next that's coming, the next green one is going to be monstrous. Now, I do want to mention something that is very, very interesting from a Google Analytics perspective. So, XRP hype is only at 25% of what it was during the 2017-2018 bull run. 25%. That means that there is another 75% of FOMO yet to come into the market. Now, that is a lot of people. That is a lot of people which will be coming in. Now, why am I discussing Google Trends? The reason why I'm discussing Google Trends is because when the momentum kicks in, when the price action kicks in, when it all starts to go absolutely ballistic, and you're going to start to see coins break all-time highs day after day after day, remember that we still have another 75% of people that are going to be FOMOing in during that period, during the crazy period that you heard of back in 2017 if you weren't a part of it. That period is coming, and when it does arrive, there is a lot of people which aren't in crypto right now which are going to be in crypto, and that's what I want you to be prepared for. Now, very interesting here from XRP_boom, says history tells us that an 800% candle is coming very soon. I love that, right? Because it's so simple, it's so, coming soon. He's not giving you a date, but why is he saying that? Well, let me show you. This is where we are right now. When it was sitting at 29 cents. And when it went from 29 cents, it went all the way to 360 and it absolutely skyrocketed, right? That's what happened. So what he's talking about, and it repeats itself beautifully. This is where we are right now. So we're at 122. Back then we were at 29 cents back in 2017. And then watch what happened, right? So this is where we are right now. We had got a little bit higher. Then, 2 or 3 days, nothing happened. Then 2 massive moves, right? So those are big moves right there. And then it started to really, really go ballistic, out of control. So we gotta remember those days. We gotta remember those moments because I mean, this then goes on to go, crazy for a long time. But what I'm trying to explain is that history is about to repeat itself. And these price actions, these movements, we have to pay attention to them, right? Because there is some element of truth in what happened in the past and what's about to happen. Now, completely different scenarios, completely different structure, completely different market. But because of the SEC, because of the settlement coming, because of all the momentum that XRP has been building, all the foundations and partnerships and all that, history will most likely repeat itself. And it will be a monstrous movement. Now, are we going to get one single 800% candle come through? Look, I don't believe so, right? I don't think we're getting one gigantic, monstrous 800% candle. I think it will be more structured. It will be less explosive, but it is coming, right? An 800% increase is coming, is around the corner. It's not a question of where, if, it's a question of when. And that's what gets us really, 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 really excited. Now, I want to bring up something that hasn't been around for a while. I haven't shown you guys this for quite some time. But we're talking about the blockchain of Ripple, right? If we're just talking about base and money, is a $28 trillion industry, right? So that there, technically, you could one day see a $373 XRP. Now, if it moves into the banknotes world, that's a $25 trillion, $25 trillion marketplace, gives it a $600 value. Government bonds, $670 XRP. Corporate bonds, $1,380. We move commodities, it moves into $3,460, and then derivatives, it moves into an $11,360 move. Now, that there is not today, it's not tomorrow, there's not over, maybe may even never happen, right? But it just goes to show that if this particular blockchain was used in these markets, which it can be used in these markets, right? There's absolutely no doubt that it can be used in those markets. Well, if it is used in those markets, then these are the repercussions of that. Over the course of what period? Nobody knows. Will it ever happen? Nobody knows. But I want you to understand just how big the world is and just how much money circulates around the world, because it's one of the most common questions that you guys ask. And there you have it. That's what it would look like. Is it going to happen? There's nobody can tell you whether this is happening or not. But I will say that that's how much money is in the world. And if Ripple and XRP blockchain can get a piece of it, then the price action will absolutely melt faces over the course of the coming years. Let's have a look at the indicators. Let's have a look what they're saying. Okay, so as we begin to look at the charts, and we begin with the 1 hour, right? Because we've had a price action move just as I've been making this, right? So we're going from 123, we come up to 125. We're about to test that 126 again, which 126 is a very, very important, right? So we've tried a couple of times. It hasn't broken it. We tried a little bit before we had, and then it quickly came back into 123, 124 stage. Is it going to happen this time? It could happen, right? I mean, it is certainly building momentum. It is building volume. We look at the MACD right now. The MACD at the moment is sitting on bullish. The RSI is sitting into the almost overbought. But let's see. Let's see. Very early to tell. Will be interesting by the time the video goes live. When we look at the 4 hour, the 4 hour is about to come back into bullish. But we do know that in Australia, Monday, and then in America, during the day for Sunday, right? We do know that it does fluctuate the price, right? Sometimes it goes down, right? We do see that very, very often that the price does go down. So let's have a look. Let's see what let's see what happens. Let's see what can we make of it, and how we progress from here. When we look at the 12-hour, the 12-hour is looking also about to go bullish, and it's very, very interesting to see how we progress from here. And when I look over here, I can see that from a price action point of view on the daily, it is very much bullish. So for me, ticking time bomb, right? I mean, breaking 126, going above 126, we will fly towards 150, 170 and beyond. But we're going to break this 126 and consolidate above it. Is it going to happen right now? I don't think so. I think we're going to reject again. I could be wrong. And that is why you never just trust one source of information. But I'm looking at how many times we've broken the 120. We haven't broken the 126, and I think it could happen again. If we do break above 26, we will move towards 140 and 150 very, very fast. But let's have a look at some drawings right now. Okay, so as we look at the charts, and we begin with this one, and what I'm talking about here is 135 and 147 playing major important roles. So break 126, go above 126, see how we handle 135, and more importantly, see how we handle 147. They are very important key aspects to look at, right? I mean, long term, it doesn't matter what I'm saying, right? You just simply hold on, wait until, we start to smash records, right? But if you're a day trader, or if you're looking to get in or looking for, some price actions right now, this is how it would look. So another aspect as well that I want to tell you is, in this particular zone that we're in, if we were to drop by a bit, we would probably drop to $1 flat before we move to 284, right? So I want to expand and explain this particular scenario. That could happen, right? So I always want to make sure that you guys are aware of all possible scenarios, and not always the most, the scenario that we all want, which is the price to just go up. Be mindful that it could drop to $1, right? Which would be a great buying opportunity, but I don't think we're going to go any lower than that. And it's not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I do got to mention how it is. I don't think we're going under $1 at the moment with this particular structure and this much momentum. And then we move towards breaking all-time highs. So that resistance that I've been talking to you about is at $1.30. So breaking $1 between the window of 126 and 130. Break above it, we're moving. If not, 115 or 109 is the next stops before we break it. Okay, I just want to clarify, we are breaking it, but I just want to make sure that you understand what is going on. So wave 3 will take us to approximately 14. We will have a nice retrace, and then we will kick off again and move into the sunset towards $70 and beyond. I want to know from your perspectives, right? Are we going to get this 800% candle? Are we not? What do you think is going to happen? I'd love to know, and some user participation in the comments. As always, though, if you did learn something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. As always, thank you, and I look forward to see you on the next one.